everybody, welcome to This Day. It is Thursday and it's November 17th. Now we have a couple meetings to tell you about. One this morning at 9:30 is going to be the GRF agenda prep meeting that will be in the Willow Room. And then this afternoon at 1:30 we have the United Governing Documents Review, and that will be the committee, and that'll be in the boardroom. Now on our show today we have Jerry Slusewicz, who is here on behalf of Pacific Financial Planners, and you're going to want to tune in for this because it's about tax preparation before the end of the year. He's got some great advice for us. And then we talk with Paul Kratzer and Paul Finley, who are here on behalf of the Lutheran Heritage Club. So they've got some events coming up they'd like to tell you about. All right, let's take a look at our weather. Well, it's crisp and beautiful out, and it looks like it's going to be that way for at least the next week. We are looking at mild temperatures. Very nice today with a temperature of about 67-47. Tomorrow, 67-48. 66-49, and then Sunday, 64-47. Then a little bit warmer, 68-48 for Monday. Now, our sunrise this morning was at 6:25, and our sunset will be at 4:46. And just a quick announcement, yay, Pool 5 is open again. So if you normally swim there, it is all open, and you can go swim there or any of our many pools that we have here in the village. All right, when we come back, we'll have Pacific Financial Planners with Jerry, and he's going to walk us through some tax prep. Stay tuned.
Looking for a change of scenery? You don't have to play golf to enjoy all that 19 Restaurant and Lounge has to offer. From a delicious breakfast menu to our delectable lunch and dinner specials. At 19 Restaurant and Lounge, there is something for everyone. Relax with your friends and family and take in the beautiful view from our spacious patio. Or enjoy a cocktail and appetizer in our lounge. 19 Restaurant and Lounge is a great place to socialize, enjoy a meal, or simply take in the view. Join us 7 days a week and experience Laguna Woods' exclusive dining experience.
Are you struggling to hear in your noisy dining room? Do you have to pause and think about what people are saying so you can figure out the words? Do you find yourself lost in conversations? Can you hear but you don't understand the words people are saying? You need to get on the Ark. No, not Noah's Ark. This is Stewart's Ark hearing aids with artificial intelligence. You will never know how much better you can hear until you listen to the clear sound and noise right in our office. Call us today. Don't miss the boat, and tell them Stewart sent you.
We are the first light after a cancer diagnosis.
The illuminated entry point to life-saving cancer therapies and novel treatments
often sought by the rest of the world.
We are a dedicated team of more than 400 physicians
and 1,000 scientists and researchers.
We are cancer-focused, but human-centric.
We are thousands of breakthrough discoveries.
We are where cancer stops.
And life keeps on getting lived.
The future of cancer treatment is here.
Do you want to learn more about money and investments? Do you wish there was a safe place to get all your financial questions answered? Well, now there is. The Financial Forum Club meets with a group of your peers in an educational setting that's informal and fun. We discuss and exchange ideas on today's topics and trends on markets and investments. The club meets the last Tuesday of every month at Clubhouse 5, Room 1 from 3 to 5 p.m. Come see what the Financial Forum is all about. Get all your financial questions answered by experts. You'll be glad you did.
Hi, welcome to Pacific Financial Planners. We focus on income replacement for your retirement. We have over 3 decades of professional money management experience. We personalize a plan that's right for you and your family. You only get one shot at retirement. Don't you think you better get it right? So give us a call for your free consultation. We can do this over the phone, via Zoom, or in person.
Welcome back. Well, we have Jerry here on behalf of Pacific Financial Planners. And of course, during the commercial break, all I do is ask the poor man questions about taxes and stock and this and that. And I know we just need to pick up the phone and come and see you, right?
Anytime. My door's always open and there's no obligation.
you've got some great information. We appreciate you coming in every month to talk about it. And now, of course, we're getting to the end of the year, and you would like to remind us that now is the best time to plan year-end taxes.
Yeah, there is so many things that are important for people to do with their portfolios, because it's not what you make, it's what you keep that counts. And a lot of people just think about which stock or which mutual fund, or should I buy a T-bill or something like that. But what about saving money on taxes? That could boost your returns that some people take advantage of, and other people just, for some reason, don't understand the importance of.
Right. And when I was looking through the notes, the thing that was a little bit scary is, of course, now you look at it on paper and you see a $31 trillion deficit. And you said that there could be some potential, like higher taxes, or tell me what your concern is.
Well, I call it the coming tax storm, because we now have $31 trillion in debt. So there's one way is to grow your way out of it, but everyone's talking about a recession. A recession isn't growth, it's regression of economic output. So that's not good. And the other way is to raise taxes. There was the Tax and Job Act, sometimes called the Trump tax plan, that was set up in 2018, and that was a 7-year deal. So in 2025, and this is the end of 2022, we've got 3 years left. And basically any administration at any time can change the rules. So the likelihood is, with the Tax and Job Act, tax brackets are the lowest they've been in decades. What do you think is going to happen with this huge deficit? Are taxes going to go down, stay the same, or go up? And if they go up, that's going to be a problem. So you've got to take advantage today of this year's tax rates, which are some of the lowest in history, by making certain year-end decisions.
I can hear right now, though, I can hear people saying, oh, don't worry about it. It's 2025, right? And depending on who's in office and Congress and this and that, maybe they're not thinking that far ahead. So what are some things that they should do right now?
Well, that's a great question, Lisa. Thank you. Because every year, it doesn't matter what the tax rate is, what you should try to do is offset your gains against your losses. What's called realized gains means that, did you sell anything this year in your portfolios that resulted in a profit or a loss? And many people, with the market being as bad as it was this year, one of the worst since 2008 and 1974 or 1934, this was a horrible year. There's a lot of people that have losses in there, and maybe they've had one or two positions that have these huge gains. They bought Microsoft 10 years ago, or Facebook, decades ago, and so they can offset some of those gains, diversify their portfolio against their losses. And they got to understand short-term versus long-term, meaning 1 year or longer or less than 1 year, because those are taxed differently. But to not look at that between now and December 31st is kind of criminal. And this is one of those weird years that a lot of people might have huge taxable gains, and you go, well, how could that be? The stock market was so down. Because if they had mutual funds, maybe they sold their the mutual funds got sold that they've held for years at big profits. And so they might be holding other stuff that has big losses, so they can reduce their tax liability this year by doing it. And there's several other things they should be doing between now and year end as well.
Okay, so let's talk about tax penalties, because in your notes you have it's the minimum distribution,
yeah,
right?
RMDs.
So you take that when you're 72, is that correct?
If you're 72 or older, you must take your required minimum distribution before year end. That is the largest penalty that some people miss. It's a 50% tax.
Is that across the board, no matter who you are?
Right, no matter, well, as long as you're 72 or older, you're required to take that.
Well, yeah, so if you're 72
out.
or older, it's 50% of that money. That's terrible.
If you don't take it. And then what will happen, so let's say you're supposed to take out $10,000 and you fail to do that. Next year, you'll probably have to take out $20,000 and you'll be paying taxes, so maybe you're in a 20% tax bracket, plus the 50%, you'll lose 70 cents on the dollar. So instead of getting $10,000 and maybe paying $2,000 in taxes, you're going to pay $7,000 in taxes.
Wow.
And only get to keep $3,000.
Why would you not take the distribution?
people just fail to do it. They don't realize it. I run into people all the time that they just, they think their advisor is supposed to tell them. Now we tell them from Pacific Financial Planner. We send out letters encouraging them and calling them up at the end of the year. Hey, get this money out. But not all. It's not the responsibility of the advisor. It's their responsibility. But there's one trick, Lisa, that I really encourage people who are at that age 72 and above to do. A lot of people are charitably inclined. They give money to their church, synagogue, they give money to the university or some charity that's very well deserving. What I tell people is that instead of writing a check to the charity or to your church every single week, take part of your required minimum distribution and direct it towards the charity. And then you don't get the taxable income. You meet your requirement to reduce that liability. So you're giving them pre-tax dollars, which is a discount to you, and the church or synagogue or charity gets the full value.
I see.
Once you're 72, you can give up to $100,000 away in qualified charitable deductions. So anything less than that, maybe you write only $500 to charity.
Right.
Use your RMD to make your charitable deductions. It's a great way, because then you don't have that as taxable income either. It's a really good plan.
That is a really good idea. That's excellent. So now let's talk about the ages between 60 and 70, which would pretty much cover the majority of our group. You called it the golden decade. What does that mean?
Well, yeah, a lot of people.
Is that like the golden years, right?
The golden years aren't so golden when it comes to healthcare, maybe, but when it comes to tax planning, it is, because you're not quite at that 72 where you're stuck in the required minimum distributions, which is a straight tax table. Your age times a percent, and then every year that percentage gets more and more and more. So you're forced to take a taxable amount out.
Right.
But between 60 and 70, when you retire, you have so much more control over planning your taxes. And it's kind of, where do you draw money first? Do you go for Social Security, or should you maybe start drawing against your 401k, 403b, your IRAs, and reduce that so you're paying less taxes once you hit the RMD age? So tax planning in that golden age between 60 and 70, and I would even suggest 55 to 72, is so important. But you've got to sit down with somebody like a financial planner. It's not, people say, well, I've got an accountant, I've got a CPA. They look at history. They're looking back and say, what did you do last year, and how can we make this advantageous when we file your tax return? They're history writers.
Yeah.
Tax planning with a financial planner like myself is forward-looking. What can we do to reduce your taxes going forward by planning it out? And so there's a huge difference. That's why having a financial advisor who can be a tax planner like myself is so important.
And and at some point we'll talk about the differences between an IRA and a Roth IRA. We don't have time to do that today, but that is something that I think is important to know the differences, because many people think, okay, I don't have a 401k anymore. Maybe I want to switch that into one or the other, and there's certainly differences. So differences,
advantages, the Roth conversion, all those things are things we could talk forever, Lisa. But I appreciate you having me on. Thank you.
All right, thanks for the information. I appreciate it. And if you want more information about anything we've just discussed, or you want to give Jerry a call, you can certainly give him a call at the number that's on your screen. Now, also, don't forget that they are going to have a forum. It'll be November 22nd in Clubhouse 5, Room 1. We'll be right back after this.
At Genesis of Laguna Niguel, we care about every customer and treat you like family. So think of us kind of like a good grandson. We take our time to go over all your new Genesis's technology features, step by step, all in the comfort of our showroom while enjoying complimentary refreshments. Or if you prefer, we can deliver your new Hyundai and cover everything in person. It's that easy. For a simply better buying and ownership experience, visit Genesis of Laguna Niguel.
Did you know that the Laguna Hills Lodge was originally built as a place for relatives or friends to stay when they were visiting? In 1968, Laguna Woods' residents built the first 2 buildings of the lodge because they wanted a place close by for visitors to stay. Since then, the lodge has become the spare bedroom for the Laguna Woods' residents. The lodge has received the TripAdvisor Award of Excellence 8 years in a row. We invite you to stay in one of our recently remodeled garden rooms and take advantage of a special offer for Laguna Woods' residents, family, and friends.
Oh, life, how we admire you, are deeply fascinated by you. All your twists and turns and wild rides you take us on. The ups and the downs. Life, you live inside all of us, breathing, growing, beating. You are the reason we'll always provide world-class healthcare. Providence, we see the life in you.
Time to play by your own rules. It's out with the old way of getting older, and in with the new age of celebrating your age. At Alignment Health, senior health care is all we do. Our Medicare Advantage plans are leading the charge, so you can be the one in charge.
I love being in charge.
Because life should be a celebration, not a resignation. Welcome to a new era of aging. Alignment Health Plan.
Welcome back. Well, we have the Paul and Paul Show today. Here on behalf of the Lutheran Heritage Club. Well, welcome, gentlemen. How are you today?
Good.
Fantastic. Thanks,
Good.
Lisa.
Welcome back again, Paul.
Glad to be back. Second timer.
And this one, he's here on behalf of so many things. It's unbelievable. You really have just embraced that retirement, haven't you?
That's right. That's right.
I think that's great. So just let's recap a little bit of who you both are and how, and I know you are with the Lutheran Church of the Cross and
Right.
you're fairly new.
Yes.
So give me a little brief background on yourself.
Well, I'm the new senior pastor at Lutheran Church of the Cross, and I've been so welcomed in the village. Lutheran Church of the Cross is in the village and for the village, and I'm so excited to get to know everybody here, and so glad to be on your show. I came originally from Minnesota, spent the last 7 years in Arizona before landing here in Orange County.
Okay, excellent. And you, my dear, how long have you been in the village?
Since 2013.
Oh, okay, so quite some time.
Yeah, about 9 years.
And you've really been, like I said, you jumped into retirement probably, about a year and a half ago?
Yes.
Okay. And you're the car club.
Car club,
you're
theater guild. I was
everything.
here for the PC club.
Yep.
And now the Lutheran Heritage Club.
They're gonna have to find a different face for some of these because it's just like the Paul Show. All right, you guys have some really good stuff coming up for the Lutheran Heritage Club. How did that come about?
So the church started the club several years ago, and then we meet weekly for lunch meetings. Okay. During COVID, it kind of slowed down, but we recently restarted it.
Okay.
So we do lunch every week. We're having a special lunch coming up and some other special things coming up over the next few weeks.
You do. So let's talk about some of these meetings. So you have something called Senior Day Out, Tuesday at 11, and what is that?
So we get together, we sing some songs together, we make some new friends. We usually hear from a guest speaker, sometimes Paul or sometimes somebody else, and then we have lunch together.
Well, now, where do you have lunch again?
At the church.
Oh, it's at the church. Okay.
It's at the church every Tuesday at 11.
Okay, and it's at 11 o'clock, and I like the fact that it's every Tuesday, and you sing some nice songs, and you guys get together. And so, what kind of speakers do you have? Like, other than Paul, what are some of the other speakers?
Sometimes we've had a couple of missionaries, and we have a missionary coming in 2 weeks. Okay. A missionary from Uganda. Who has a pretty interesting story working with the refugees.
Right.
And so on. So we have people like that. Once in a while, we'll get somebody like Jerry to do some financial planning things.
Oh, good. Oh, well, that would be great.
People who have something to say to seniors.
Yes.
We'll get them to come.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I love that. That's awesome. And when you came to the Lutheran Church of the Cross, did you like to see how many activities they have?
Absolutely. I mean, one of the things that beyond Sunday worship services that we highly value is studying the Word of God. So we have Bible studies every day of the week, some in person, some online, some for men, some for women. We have, even though we're in the village, we have an active children's and youth ministry. So we have families from Aliso and Lake Forest, Mission Viejo that join us as well. But I love our food fellowship. I mean, everybody has to eat, right? And so you figure anytime you can put some food out, it builds fellowship. Yeah. One of the things one of the greatest concerns I've identified in the village is loneliness. People come here to retire, but when they stop working, they don't have something to get out of bed for every day. And unfortunately, we have many widows and widowers in the village as well.
Right.
We want to create, solve that void by creating community. And we just love when people can gather around the breaking of the bread.
Right.
And so, they say man does not live by bread alone.
Yes.
But not only every mouth that comes from the Word of God, but the joy of community. We're not meant to be alone. And so we can help that at Lutheran Church of the Cross. And through the Lutheran Heritage Club, we're able to reach into the village as well. And so, Paula, you should really mention our special Lutheran Heritage Lunch on Tuesday, December 6th.
Right.
In the village.
In the village,
Right.
yes. So normally we meet at the church, but our Christmas luncheon will be at Clubhouse 2
Okay.
on the first Tuesday of December.
Nice.
So it's getting close to the deadline to make reservations. So my name and number are there. So they need to call me
Yeah,
within
they
the
only
next...
have a couple of days.
Yes, they need to call me within the next few days
Okay.
if they want to attend.
Perfect. Now you're going to have door prizes. Nice. And the lunch, is it
And
like a
lunch.
special Christmas type lunch?
Kind of a festive lunch.
Okay,
And
nice.
we'll
Very
be singing Christmas
holiday-like.
songs.
Yep.
Good.
And we have a guest speaker coming to share some thoughts about
Great.
Christmas.
Nice. I like that.
Yeah.
And that's nice that you did it right here, excuse me, in the village. And it's
Yeah.
only $5, which is so reasonable for a meal, right? You can't go anywhere for that.
And plus, you're going to get a coupon for another free lunch if you come to Senior Day out at the church at a later date.
Oh,
so you're really
nice.
getting 2 lunches for the price of 1.
Oh, well, there you go. All right, excellent, excellent. And one thing I wanted to mention, you had said that there's a lot of loneliness here, and it's not only it's not every day. However, when you have the holidays, it makes it worse.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
So now the holidays are coming, and we have a lot of
Yes.
people who are lonely and super sad.
Yeah.
Well, it's the loneliness, the physical loneliness, and also the seasons in the environment affect our psychology with the darkening of the sky earlier. The scientists have literally identified a disorder called seasonal affectedness disorder, where our bodies are attuned to the sun, and the lack of sun can cause depression or seasonal affectedness disorder, or SAD for short. So it can be the saddest time of the year for some, but in the saddest time of the year, God came to us in the form of His Son, and that's why we celebrate Jesus as the reason for the season. And so on the darkest day of the year, Jesus gives us hope. And that's what we're excited about, sharing the hope of Christmas and the fellowship of the community at Lutheran Church of the Cross and the Lutheran Heritage Club.
Perfect. Well, speaking of the church, we do have a couple of Thanksgiving services that we wanted to remind people about.
We do. This Tuesday, November 22nd, maybe you're traveling elsewhere for the holiday proper, but before you leave town, come and worship with us at either 10:30 a.m., followed by a luncheon. We always have lunch on Tuesday. Or an evening service at 7 p.m., followed by a pie social. And what makes these 2 Thanksgiving services special is we share them with the other ethnic worshiping communities that share our space. We have a Korean congregation and an Iranian Persian congregation that both worship at Lutheran Church of the Cross, as well as our neighbors across the street, St. Nick's Catholic Church. So we really like to come together and be community, demonstrate community, foster community around Thanksgiving, and all are welcome.
That's great. That's awesome. I think people might come to the pie one more. Who doesn't love pie, right?
Or double dip and come twice. lunch and pie.
Perfect, perfect. Well, thank you both so much. I appreciate the information, and happy holidays to you.
Happy holidays. God bless you.
Thank you.
If you want more information about all of this, you can always get in touch with Paul Kratzer, who is on all of the flyers. We've got Paul Kratzer at yahoo.com, or you can call him at 323-528-1442. We'll be right back.
I'm an entrepreneur and have been struggling with staying focused on tasks. I needed something to help me with focus and memory and have found the holy grail of multivitamins. MindSense One has removed my brain fog and now I have better clarity and can focus on tasks and remember names and places much better. MindSense One helps support the 8 indicators of brain health.
Purchase at mindsense.info or available at these fine retailers.
Hi, remember us?
We're back,
Christine and Jack from the Jewelry Box.
which is now the Jewelry Box Estate Buyers.
Relocated in a new spot in our old shopping center.
But we're still Orange County's preeminent buyer of gold, jewelry, watches, and flatware.
And we're still a full jewelry repair center. And with our 3 graduate gemologists, we're still here to appraise your special pieces.
And like always, at the Jewelry Box Estate Buyers,
it's about trust.
Hi, my name is Rhonda Plains. I'm from Fullerton, California. I absolutely love Dr. V. I am very happy to drive from Fullerton to Laguna Woods. I was having an issue with my vision. There was strobe light going off in my eye. Dr. Vias was able to get me in to see him the next day. Once I met him and he diagnosed the problem with my eye, I felt very comfortable with him, and I'm just really happy that I found him.
I wanted to let you know that the 19th restaurant has a special Thanksgiving menu for, of course, Thanksgiving Day, and you can give them a call at 949-206-1525. They do have reservations available between 11 a.m. and 7 p.m., so make sure you give them a call as soon as possible because they could possibly fill up. All right, there is a toy drive back again and is put on by the Orange County Fire Authority in conjunction with many other corporations. If you want more information about that, you can go to ocfa.org/toy drive. And of course, you could drop off your unwrapped toys to any of the fire stations here in our city or around town. All right, let's take a look at our weather. We, of course, are looking at pleasant skies for the remainder of the week into the weekend, and we start a very nice little warm-up starting mid-next week. Today, 67-47, 67-48, 66-49, 64-47, and 68-48. You can re-watch our program at 12:30 and 5, Monday through Saturday, or you can go to our YouTube channel, Village Television, and we have all of our videos there, plus other programming from Village Television. Have a great day in the Village. We'll see you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.
I'm Dr. Bobby Awadala, double board certified dermatologist and Mohs surgeon, and I'd like to introduce you to Skin Credible Dermatology and Surgery. We perform general dermatology, including skin checks, suspicious spots or moles, and other skin problems. Plus, we have the highest cure rate for skin cancer removal. Our state-of-the-art facility is top of the line with industry-leading lasers and cutting-edge cosmetic products. Our goal is to turn back the years with a natural, beautiful look. Visit our website or give us a call to book your appointment today.
How do you comfort a family who's experienced a loss? At O'Connor Mortuary, we start by welcoming them into our space, where families of all faiths and cultures belong. We allow them the time to process their grief, providing guidance when it's needed and listening intently when it's not. We gather the values, the stories, the relationships, and the dreams together and use them to shape the memory of their loved one into a beautiful experience they'll cherish forever. When your family is in need of true comfort, call O'Connor Mortuary.